PublicSq just appointed a senator to their board of directors. So this is a former senator. She also is extremely experienced in newer companies. So she helped lead International Continental Exchange, ICE, which is just an exchange. She helped lead them in an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. She also launched a different company, served as a CEO. This is a very experienced businesswoman and is a great add to the company in terms of talent. So awesome to see this here. In this video, I will give a price prediction at the end of the video for the stock. I know shares have been down a lot and a lot of people are interested in what the technicals are, so I'll cover that at the end of the video. But with that being said, let's dive into some of the fundamentals for the company. So we can see here that the company has 1.1 million active customer members, and they have 55,000 businesses on their network. So for those that don't know, this is basically just a online marketplace for companies that are kind of not woke. It's kind of like an anti ESG type of movement. So month over month member growth was actually at 32%. So that kind of shows you that the company, which is now publicly traded, is growing its user base at a significant clip. And then month over month growth in businesses, so who is actually coming on and listing their products, was up actually 18% month over month. So these are monthly numbers that are in the teens in terms of growth. So this is very early stages for this company. Definitely shows that this company is growing at a significant clip. With that being said, though, let's take a look at some of the financials in a second here, but I did want to let you know that we are going to see earnings for this company on August the 9th. So next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, we will see some earnings from the company. We will get that earnings report at 8 a.m., so pre-market. But with that being said, let's take a look at some of the financials for the company. So we can see here that price to book ratio is at 14 times, which for those that don't know, that just means that the market cap is 14 times the value of its book value of the company. So that basically tells you that market cap is 14 times the book value of the company. Book value is simply, just assets on its balance sheet. So that is, property, equipment, cash. So very firm assets. So it kind of gives a company a floor. And then we see a price to sales ratio of 8.2, which is below the sector median. So, if you kind of look at all these numbers, the stock is definitely trading at a higher valuation to the general market and obviously the sector. So obviously the company doesn't make any money at this current time, but we'll get more updates on the company's valuation, on its earnings next week. And then revenue growth is pretty crazy actually. It's at 5,200% revenue growth, so 5,200% revenue growth for the past 12 months. Obviously, it's a very new company. That's why that revenue growth is so intense. But kind of expect this number to level off, obviously, and we'll see some realistic, sustainable numbers come in from the company once we get some earnings next week, hopefully. So gross profit margin, though, is minus 12%. So the gross profit, for those that don't know, tells you what a company makes for every single good that it sells. So right now, the company is losing money for every single thing that it sells, which obviously isn't a good sign. This number here, revenue minus cost of goods sold. So, a negative number here implies that the company is losing money for every single thing that it sells. One number I really do like here, though, is that we have $3.53 of cash per share. So that means that we have about 35% of the market cap in cash, which definitely, once again, gives the stock a firm floor, and can give some investors some stability when investing in this name. With that being said, though, let's take a look at the balance sheet more holistically here. So we can see that the company has $3.1 million on hand in terms of cash. And then we have $3.4 million in debt. So that means that the company has $281,000 more debt than cash. So obviously, don't love that. Given that the company is in a situation where they have more debt than cash, and they're also burning cash. So we have a cash flow. So for net operating cash flow, we have a number of minus $8 million. So they lost they lost $8 million over the past 12 months, which obviously you don't love to see that the company's making that a company's losing money. But anytime you have a very new company like this, it's just gonna happen. So I wouldn't really, put too much stake into that. I think this balance sheet likely changes a lot. They're either going to do one of two things because they're in an unsustainable spot in terms of their balance sheet. They're going to have to either raise new debt, or actually issue new debt. So go out to the debt market and put some bonds out there, or they're going to have to issue new equity, which would be a dilutive event in terms of the stock. I don't anticipate them issuing new shares because given where the stock is trading, we haven't seen the stock kind of 20x or anything like that where it makes sense to kind of dilute shareholders in that fashion. It really would make more sense in this situation to issue new debt, which I do think the company likely does over the coming weeks to months. So that is what I'm seeing. That's what I'm predicting for the company. Who knows? Maybe we get an update on their upcoming debt issuance. Maybe next week once they report earnings on Wednesday pre-market. With that being said, though, let's take a look at the company's stock and see if we can't give a logical price prediction based on the chart. So obviously, once that Nasdaq listing came out, shares have risen significantly. So we moved from 10 to about 35 pretty quickly, and we've lost all of those games. So all of that, kind of listing games, all of that hype is really gone, and we're trading almost where the stock had, started out trading at about $10. So we were pretty much trading, $9.50 to about $10 for darn near, 2 years almost. So you could consider this $10 level a significant level of support, and it's a level in which I think shares could likely rebound here. So I think around $10 this level will likely hold for the stock, and we'd probably see a move higher, especially once we get some clarity around earnings. That will really be the event that really tells you where the stock is going to be headed over the next couple months here. So I think this $10 level acts as support for the company. And one reason why I think it will act as support is because it actually coincides with a major daily moving average. So we're coming down to test this 200-day moving average, which I believe could act as further support for the company, and we don't have shares being overbought or anything according to RSI. So when shares had initially dropped from that $35 level, we were significantly overbought according to RSI, which likely exacerbated that move lower. And now that overbought condition has subsided, we're coming down to major support at $10, and we're coming down to this 200-day moving average. That leads me to believe that the stock will likely find some support at this level and rebound over the coming weeks. Obviously, like I said, be on the lookout for this earnings report. You can find all the information at PublicSq.com/investors. So you can find the live cast for the company's earnings, and I'll put that in the description of the video below. So on Wednesday you can just go and click that, and you can watch or listen live to their webcast, to their earnings call. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I think shares likely turn around just looking at TA from this level. So with that being said, I will end the video there. If you got some value from this video, please leave a like. We post company breakdowns and important market moving news on this channel on a daily basis, so make sure you are subscribed. If you would like to receive my daily portfolio moves, my exits, my entries, and see how me and my team of analysts are trading the markets, join the Discord through the link in the description below to get our free 7-day trial. Also, if you would like to join our free daily newsletter, sign up to our Substack, which is linked below as well. With that being said, good luck everyone, happy trading, happy investing.